Hello, this is Enzo with the podcast, and it's been a while. It's been a while because I've been flying around coaching, obviously, but now I'm back in the UK for Christmas, even though I have to stay at home and isolate because I've been to a country where in the UK you have to isolate for 10 days after. So I'm going to miss Christmas in terms of not seeing the family, but we'll go up afterwards. We'll go up for New Year and have our little Christmas then and see everybody. So I should think there's lots of people listening to this that are in the same position. But what can we do? There's a pandemic. It's kind of like a world war, but it's on a virus, so we can't even bitch about it. We've just got to knuckle down, and that's kind of what I want to speak about today. Because when we in situations like this, which we haven't seen before, we never known anything like this, and anyone we know has never known anything like this really, on such a grand scale. But something comes to mind when this happens, or it comes to my mind anyway, is how easy people can focus on what isn't perfect. You know, I stood in the line at the checking in for the flight back home, and I heard somebody bitching about it taking so long, and I was so close. I didn't do it, one because they were too far away, but I didn't do it just because I was thinking, you know, just get on with it, just ignore them. But it did get under my skin because I thought, you know what? People are so damn spoilt now that they're bitching about their flight or the check-in taking a bit too long. I was like thinking to myself, guy, there's a pandemic going on. We are stupidly, seriously lucky to even have a flight home while countries are shutting down, while people are dying. This service that's going to take us up into the air, that's going to fly us home about 400 miles an hour. Do you know how lucky that we are that we can actually do that in the first place? And all you can do is sit there and complain about it not being quite as good as it used to be. I really wanted to slap them, I tell you. I'm not much of an aggressive person, but when you see things like that, you just realize how spoilt we are. And this inspired this podcast because I want you to have in these times the kind of mindset that you really need if you're going to win. Now, you know, I teach the warrior mindset, which basically means the kind of mindset that creates or helps you be the kind of person that you need to be in order to get the goal that you have in mind. The beliefs, the outlooks, the inner values, the needs that you have, they've got to be aligned, right? And there's something that is very apparent now, is when we're going through something like this. If you have kind of an outlook that wants everything to be perfect, that is impatient, that doesn't really suffer life not falling into your lap, then this sort of environment we're in now is a challenge for you. But it doesn't need to be. You need to have the kind of mindset that no matter what challenge comes your way, you'll see it for what it is, you will adjust, and you'll go forward. The pandemic is going to be threatening your career right now, unless you've got some kind of Amazon type business or Zoom online business. It's probably helping. Everyone else is being kicked in the trousers right now. It is really survival of the fittest. Now, are you going to complain? Or are you going to resolve it through action? Are you going to take a sidestep? Are you going to parry this shot that life has just given us and then come back with a counterattack? Or are you going to lie down and just bitch and say it's not my fault and it's everyone else's fault and you just swim in your own excuses? This is what it's coming down to. If you own a business or you're going for a career and something like this happens, it wasn't part of the plan, then you better come up with a solution, and fast. You better come up with a solution that your competition isn't coming up with. You better offer services to the people that you serve, whether that is in a career or it is in a business as customers, and serve them even better in these times. This really is going to be survival of the fittest. The only ones that are going to be standing after this pandemic are the people that were resilient enough and resourceful enough and flexible. The people that take a challenge and turn it around to make an opportunity. These are the kind of challenges that will offer opportunity for you. There's an opening. If you thought that you didn't like your past job and you knew that you should have started that podcast or started that online business or started something, then this is the time. You're already knocked on your arse anyway, so you might as well start now. There's less to lose. So many people are going to be bankrupt after this. So many. We're all going to have a reset, a zero. Something's going to come along and it's going to affect us. So what better time to build? What better time to create your career and actually go for it now? This is where we see how hungry you actually are. This is the time. The situation that we're in right now is like a blank canvas. It's life saying, right, we're going to mix things up. We're going to have a little bit of a reset button. We're going to slap everybody and we're going to see who's left over. We're going to see who's going to be the person who can answer this. And I want you to make sure that you are. If you're going through a challenge right now, through your business, it's time to change. If you can see any kind of opportunity, it's time to pounce. If you wait a couple of months, if you wait 3 or 4 months before you actually get off that backside and start to work on what you have in mind, it'll be too late. Somebody else will have done it. This is the opportunity. I don't want you to miss it. And it's so varied and it's so wide what I'm saying here, because everybody's in different situations. But I'm sure that if you just take this message of look what's happening in the world and how this is giving you an opportunity, I think that alone, just that little reminder, can be very applicable to you. If not, look for ways in which it is applicable. How can I use this pandemic in order to go forward? How can I have a land grab somewhere in my career or in the business? Think about it and act on it. This is going to be a working Christmas. You'll probably have Christmas off, the actual day, but everything else, you've got to be hustling. You've got to make sure you are overworking this time. This isn't a holiday. This is time to get busy. And if this has made sense, let me know. Let me know your story. Let me know your goal, your challenge. And it'd be great to share it with others. Thanks for listening, and have a Merry Christmas if I don't do another podcast between now and Christmas. And if you listen to this after Christmas, I hope it was good. Bye for now.